Fight!
Hello and welcome. This is Season 4, Episode 7 of the MKAU show. My name is Fletcher. I'll be your host tonight. We're going to be... Got a good cast of people here, actually. We've got the Whippy, XD. Don't forget the XD. We got Matthias returning, like for a back-to-back podcast. We've also got Mr. Vibe coming back. Good to see you back on the show again. And we got Sub-Zero 2K.
Yes, I'm back, unfortunately.
Keeping it on lock. So how's everyone doing? We're going to go around the table and see what everyone's been playing. We'll start with you, Matthias.
Well, I guess my content mostly revolves around GTRP. Like as of late, I did dabble into the mortuary assistant just recently. That was pretty fun.
Oh yeah.
Yes, a lot of jump scares and spooky whispers.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I finished playing Stray, which we talked about a little bit.
Did you like it?
It was fun. Definitely like it's an interesting take on being a cat, although I've not really remember many cat games being played before. So, no, very like cyberpunk style, like artwork and the details and stuff like that. So it was very fun.
Yeah, it's been in the works for a long time. Like that was one of the reasons why I was pretty excited for next gen PlayStation. I think they teased that way back at the start of PlayStation 5. So I think 3 years in the running. Small studio, I believe. So they've done pretty good to push that one out. Also saw you playing Raft on the MKAU channel as well.
Yeah, Vibey and we hit that up together. We got a few more of those coming in the future. Just it's a really good time to get a few of the community in together and play some games.
Yep. Yeah,
Raft always goes well, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's like you can always just start again, and try it different ways. I think we were just messing around with like a no stress one, or it was just like you could just build, don't have to worry about materials, and then we got into some of the more serious stuff where survival was key.
I had no idea what I was doing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, what was your experience with Raft? Because was your first time playing Raft, was it? Or
Oh, yeah, it was my first time playing, and freaking, I didn't know how to feed myself, get drinking water or anything like that. These guys are running back and forth.
Yeah,
that's it. I'm still a child.
I looked over at the stream. I was like, "Oh, Vibe's wearing a shark head. I'm not surprised." And looked back.
He said he had to do it. So he said, like, if he's playing Raft, you have to put a shark head on him. He has to run around the boat and like ooga booga or something like that. Shark bait. That was it. Shark bait.
I think I was in the chat, and I just kept asking who's playing Left Shark, like with cosplay and stuff like that. I think that was missed.
I just refused to put the shark head on.
I did in the end. All right.
Well, I guess what we're in you, Vibe. What have you been playing outside of Raft?
Been playing Bigfoot Siege tourney. That went on for a bit longer than expected.
That was a huge day. Yeah, like the final day that you're on there. How long were you on there? Like your stream was like 6 hours long or something.
Oh yeah, it took quite a while because we did like 5 games, but only ended up doing 3 because we got taken out of it. But we came second. That's pretty good.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a whole month in the works, is it?
Yeah, a whole month of just playing it every weekend. People are not showing up, getting lots of subs in.
Mm-hmm.
So who won in the
a bit
end?
ridiculous. Some other team that not really associated with MKAU at all. They were called Zinger Boxes. Was the name of that team.
Classic.
Do you feel like you connected with people in the community through that?
Yeah, I think I made some good friends. Some more followers. Bigfoot was shouting everyone out that was playing, so that was nice.
Mm-hmm. Because that was associated with Juiced as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, so he managed to get a bit of a sponsorship from Juiced. The winners all got a tub of Juiced each. Everyone got a $10 gift card, which is nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which, quick little plug, you can use the code MKAU if you go to Juiced and get your own discount.
Another than that, I played through Madison, a horror game.
Okay.
That was pretty fun. Lots of jump scares in that one.
Yep. So you and Matthias both playing scary games.
Oh yeah, they're always good fun. I think the viewers love them, just watching everyone get scared.
Mm-hmm.
I had a friend in chat constantly telling me to look at the floor.
Why?
What's the concept of that one?
See it. That one, it's based off an old person that had like a grandchild or something, which picked up a kid's book from a garage sale, and that garage sale, that kid's book had some kind of monster. that kind of was attached to it, and wanted to take people's eyes and stop them from seeing.
Oh yeah, so fairly friendly stuff. Yeah.
You use your camera to kind of figure things out, take photos of things to unlock, hints and clues on where you got to go next and what you got to do to unlock the safes or anything like that.
Did you have any like Scream alerts or anything set up in the chat while you're doing it, or?
Nah, not this time around. I had an option to turn my lights off, so if someone clicked that one, my lights would dim down.
That's pretty cool.
Hopefully setting a mood a bit.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Subby, you've been playing a lot of Sniper Elite 5, yeah?
I've jumped back into some Sniper Elite. New DLC came out along with Hitler's,
hunting down Hitler.
Along with Hitler's mission to track down his testicles. So I'm achieving hunting, trying to get all the Hitler-related achievements.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't been able to get that testicle though.
Yeah,
I'll keep.
It was good watching you. It was good watching you stream the other night, like that guy griefing you, invading a game every single time.
Oh, it's a multiplayer, right? Like it's you can invade people's games.
You can invade people's
invasion is so much fun.
Yeah,
such a troll aspect. I love it.
It's really good. It's really good. So yeah, mostly we've been playing that and just a bit of Siege on the side.
Yep. Siege is the flavor of the month, I guess, but I mean, like you guys always go back to Siege anyway. That's like
it.
Yes, Siege and Hunt.
That's about it, really. I played a little bit of MultiVersus, but not much.
Yep. Yeah, no, that's good. Whippy, what have you been playing? I mean, we played something pretty exciting on the weekend.
We did. We got access to the new Dragon Ball Breakers game, which hopefully when it comes out, it's going to be really good. It needs a little bit of work, but apart from that, it was good. It was a closed network session, so obviously we were half expecting the wait times, not to sit there for 3 hours waiting, but still, we got some good games in, and hopefully should be review up shortly on that one, I think.
I think full game's October 22nd, if that doesn't change. So it's not too far away.
Hopefully. Most games get pushed out these days. I've jumped back into a bit of GTA RP. And I played a bit of that Turbo Golf, which I actually really enjoyed the other day with you.
Yeah. Yeah, like I think it's only a game preview at the moment, but it's on Game Pass, so worth checking out. Like it was pretty fun. I was not great at it, but like towards the end of it, like I started really getting into it. And there was a guy that entered the chat because we were streaming on the MKAU Twitch channel. Like he was kind of my coach, Nork. I can't remember his
I saw that. I saw that. If you do a 360, you can dodge this missile. Let's do this. I was like, yeah, this guy obviously played a bit too much, but
he was a massive help. But yeah, trying to learn how to play that. Vibe and I ended up playing that for another 2 hours.
Redgrave was just smashing us half the time.
Yeah.
It's a good game. Like there's a lot involved, and like you need to know where you're trying, like pushing a ball and hitting it with certain speeds. And like I was having the same sort of thing as Vibe was at the start, where I was like hitting it, but then as soon as I hit it, it'd go like really small. Then I get like I was there slow, and then I get some like weird boost, and I get flung. But
or if you hit the ball off to the side, you curve it.
Yeah.
I had no idea about it. I was wondering why my ball was going off in weird directions.
I think the game I'll probably be playing the most lately since getting my new PC is Battlefield 2042. I've been playing the absolute crap out of that game.
Yep. I played it sporadically. Like obviously, EB Games had a special for $5 that like Subby sent out. Like a whole bunch of us went and grabbed it.
I bought it for $19 like a week before that was sent out.
I'd like to try it on PC, but like since it was $5 on Xbox, so like, well, I'll try it again to make sure the game is in a better place.
It's cross-platform regardless. Like I've had a lot of fun with it on PC. Like I got the $5 one from EB as well, but I don't intend on playing it on Xbox. I enjoy it on PC, but like mainly lately I've been organising the Twitch channel, the MKAU Twitch channel, and getting games organised to give to Subby to get posted on Twitter and all the other stuff, and we've got a few giveaways coming up shortly, which are good.
Yeah, like you were saying a couple of things, but I guess we'll keep them hush until we actually get to that point. But
there'll be some graphics hopefully on the MKE Twitter soon. I just got to organise what days we're going to try and push them.
It's been a good little program. Like I'm pretty sure everyone on here. I don't know whether you have Subby or not, but everyone on this.
He was a second stream on there.
Okay, yeah. So every single person has jumped in there. Had a bit of a go on the MKAU stream. It's it's good. It helps get other our names out there at the same time as getting MKAU up there. So
well, when I first sort of brought the idea to Subby, I sort of said like I want it to be a bunch of mixed content. So like the first month we did it, we had Tox doing World of Warcraft and Flack was doing F1 and I was jumping from Siege to Fortnite. And then we also had like community based games like Fall Guys and What the Dub, which we're never doing again, but that was too stressful.
Yeah.
But like you're trying to get more people involved, which has been really good so far. Obviously, some games you can't get the community involved, but in the same time, you can get a bunch of MKMU members in a voice chat, and it becomes a lot of fun anyway. So,
yep.
I know Fall Guys was always pretty good. Sometimes it had a bit of more of a quiet stream, but like the followers keep going up on there, and we've had a couple of subs and a bunch of bits spent on there, so it's definitely attracting an audience, which is good.
That's awesome. For me, like I've played a bunch of different games lately. Like the standout one for me was the Dragon Ball Breakers game. It was just nice to have like a broad daylight asymmetrical game. The Dead by Daylight is the one that's the go-to at the moment, where there's a big bad enemy, and then there's all the survivors trying to help each other. Just having seven of us running around like with goofy animations and stuff like that. It's based on the anime, so it was just a relaxing version of it, but still intense at the same time. I think Redgrave, went crazy with that. Like he got to level 4, he got the 7 Dragon Balls and managed to wish himself to the maximum level he can be, and went and beat up Cell in front of everyone. I think that was the game that I got kicked in the lobby. And stuff.
Fletcher got kicked as soon as we started going in, and we're like, oh, we're not going to win this. Like, we got one man down now, and Red somehow got all 7 Dragon Balls and absolutely demolished Cell. And we're all sitting there like, holy shit, he just did that.
That was really cool to watch. It is one of those games that I think that the longer it's out and the better players get, the less people are going to be willing to play against them, because I think there was a game where we started and we got destroyed within 5 minutes from one of the freezers that turned up. He just absolutely obliterated every single one in the lobby, and we were just kind of, I didn't know what to do. But it's that'd be a cool game to play. Like eventually, if you get a community to get together, it's 8 players. If you can get that many people, yeah. So, I mean, I think the only other one that's bigger than that would be Friday the 13th. Like with Jason, I'm pretty sure you literally have 13 players, like survivors in there and stuff like that. But yeah, it was refreshing. It was good. I guess speaking of refreshing, there's been a bit of news for GTA6. I mean, especially considering we've gone so long without actually getting proper information about the game. Now we seem to be having a lead. I don't know whether this is locked in place, because I mean, Grand Theft Auto 5 had 3 protagonists as the story, but there's rumors that there's going to be a female lead. Look like we're going back to Vice City. There was talk about them being 3 different sized cities. So seems like there's a significant amount of work that's actually gone into GTA 6. Does anyone think that's actually the case, or you think they're just kind of spitting ideas out?
We're just spitting ideas at the moment. The last rumor I heard was you get to choose between a male or female protagonist.
There's been that many rumors going around about the game. Like the 2 big ones I heard were there were 4 protagonists, because they had the 3 in the last game. And I think there's two girls and 2 guys. But then they're also spitting out like ideas of having Liberty City, Vice City, and Los Santos all in the one big map and just making like a mega game.
Yeah, I heard the crossover too. Yeah, I thought that would be pretty interesting to see, having a crossover with all of them. But at the same time, something new is always better too. You know, like.
Well, Vice City was an awesome game in its time. Like the game, and I'd love to see it brought back to life. But yeah, I don't know. Like, it's been that long since. Like, when did GTA 5 come out? I've lost how many times it's been remastered.
yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 10 years old. Because it came out as like the send off to the end of the 360 PS3 era, and I think PlayStation 4, Xbox One came out 2013. So it could have either been in 2013 or 2012 or something like that. But so it's been a long time.
It's funny though, like the likes of like GTA RP, right, which is pretty much a community of, well, the developers are just a community of modders. So you've got cool cars, blah blah blah. The amount of servers that have the likes of Liberty City and like all the maps from GTA 5, Los Santos and everything all in the one game. I was like, why could Rockstar not do this? Like, if our PCs can all run this, why can't Rockstar do that? Because everyone loves it.
I guess they're just trying to find a way to monetize it.
Yeah, well, that's it.
So my thing as well, they really relied on GTA Online. Realistically, there's been 0 story expansions for GTA 5. Is that correct? Or am I?
Yeah, that's correct. They did announce that they were going to do a story DLC, but they never released it, never did anything.
Because, I mean, technically the heists is part of the online side of things. You know what I mean? So, like, they're all the biggest.
Right. Yeah.
So, I mean, like, I know everyone loves the GTA 5 campaign, but who's replaying that at the moment? Like, who keeps going back to it? Would it be controversial if the next one was just another GTA Online and they just didn't have a story? Like, they rolled it into the GTA Online side of things.
I think it'd be a bad move on Rockstar's behalf not having a campaign. Like, every GTA that I can remember, like even at GTA 1 had a campaign on it. Like, they've all had a campaign. And GTA was always one of those games where they kind of sat on the boundary of something very, very controversial, but it was still an awesome game and it still had a really good storyline to it.
Yep.
Like, there's always been those messed up things in GTA, like, oh yeah, okay, this is okay, but I hope they don't just go to online. And if they're going to go to online, they need to do the same as what they did with Red Dead Redemption 2 and have like an online campaign which you can do with your friends.
Yep.
But make sure it's like an actual campaign size thing, not like the 10 missions or whatever you can do in Red Dead.
A big part of the online of Red Dead and GTA was the fact that they used a lot of characters from this single player story. Therefore, you got to interact with them before or after the story was set.
Yep.
I think Red Dead was set after everything happened in the story, as in GTA Online was set before everything happened.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that the campaign offers a sort of like a lot of unique kind of content too. I mean, if you think about, if you've done any searching into like what like stuff comes out of the campaign, like the secret stuff that the developers put in there, like, you know, like, was it like there's Bigfoot and there was like secret cults and stuff. If you did some like some in-depth research, you found all this. Yeah, there's like all these little hidden gems around. It's always interesting to see them, you know. And like you wouldn't have certain stuff made like with Trevor. You know, like, and then there was like, you know, that stuff like when Trevor was doing interviews, like his voice actor, and he was just those kind of things. They come from the campaign, you know. Whereas like the online stuff is just developed purely by us as individuals, you know. So,
yep.
It makes a lot of characters too. Like if you've played the campaign and then you start to do online, you're not like, well, GTA Online, for instance, Lester calls you every 2 seconds about something. If you didn't play the campaign, you'd have no idea who Lester was. Like, it'd be that confusing, but. Like, it's same with Lamar and all that. Like their characters kind of got built from the campaign.
Yep.
Another thing about stories and that is they can go have a bit more freedom to do whatever they want. As in, when it comes to online portion, have to kind of adhere to everyone. You can't go more into depth with everything. Can't be a bit more wild and have some fun with it.
When you play as you when you're playing online, you know, like when you play like RP, you're playing as your character. When you play online, you're playing as you, and you deal with those situations. But when you're playing your campaign, you're like, oh, what would Michael do? What would Trevor do? You know, like that's how you play that style of game.
Yep.
I'd love for them to take GTA back to its core to like get rid of all the flying motorbikes and all the other crap. Because like you join GTA Online now and you just get obliterated. You do anything and you get blown up by something, or a homing missile shoots you, or they've got like a satellite missile that comes and shoots you. Like it's not. Yes, it's fun, but it's not. I don't know. It feels more. It feels like when you jump into an online session, it feels like something more you'd see on like Saints Row. Like it's not. Like you sort of expect that shit from Saints Row. Not.
It's outlandish, yeah.
Yeah.
It's really cool to see like if GTA 6 with using Vice City, it actually goes back to that era the time was set.
Like in the 80s.
Yeah, back in the 80s style and everything.
Don't you go online and change it to passive mode anyway?
Oh, you can, but who does that shit?
If you want to go in and just play online, you can.
Like you can still do it. I mean, you can launch your own session if you don't want to play with anyone and still do everything.
Only sessions.
Yeah, Like you can still play around, but like if you wanted to jump into a public match now, like I remember back in the day when it first came out, you jump into like a public match, everyone was racing, everyone was doing like the little. Actually, I don't think the mini game things were even out back then, but they were doing races, they were doing whatever missions they could and buying cars and stuff, and now it's just this place is registered as.
Well, they're bored of all that now, so they're just briefing everyone.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
That's where their fun is.
That's where the fun is.
That's the only reason why I thought about it, because for someone that's never played GTA Online, they could jump in now and they would have a legitimate story, quote unquote, to follow with the amount of heist setups that you got to go through and do and all that stuff. So that's the only reason why I mentioned it. And then technically, like, I'm pretty sure the last time that there was actually co-op in a GTA game was in GTA San Andreas, and you had to find a specific little section.
You had to stay on the same screen too.
Yep. Yeah. So, and it will like activate a second player, then you could run them out together. But other than that, every single campaign's been a single player experience. So this new game, if there's 4 protagonists, what's to say that the entire game to start would be able to be played with 4 players, which is then already bordering on the GTA Online experience anyway.
Well, having multiple protagonists, like that was one thing people loved about 5, because you could be playing as Michael 1 minute, then you switch to Trevor, and he could be under a dumpster somewhere in a dress, but it still wasn't sort of lost from the story. It kind of all linked up in a way.
The amount of times that I switched, the amount of times that I switched to Trevor in the campaign, and he's in his underwear with like explosions all around him and stuff like that, and he like stands up, and I'm like, "What happened here?" I think, like me personally, like I find it hard to super connect with GTA games. I preferred the main campaign over the GTA Online, because GTA Online was, in essence, like especially when it comes to like doing up your cars and stuff like that, it was borderline on predatory at some stage with the amount of shark cards that you had to go and buy. Like I've known people personally that have put hundreds of dollars into their online account, if not thousands or whatever it is. And yeah, so I was like, if that's the moneymaker, if that's the reason why they haven't moved to GTA6 in a while, why move away from that model if they can't top GTA 5's campaign?
Like, I remember when GTA 5 Online came out, it was so hard to make money. Like, to get a good car, you had to grind the shit out of races and do whatever you could to make money. But now,
one mission over and over again, earning $9,000.
Yeah, exactly. But like now, if you don't have millions, you don't buy anything. Like, everything's over $1 million now, unless you're buying some like absolute heap of shit. But like, I don't know. The game's definitely changed a lot since it first came out.
Yeah. So, I don't know where they can go with that. Personally, like it's all ordered to beat GTA 5, regardless of what they do. Whether they make a full campaign and then make an online model as well. Everyone's really going to be upset that you can't bring the stuff over you've taken, because those same people that spent thousands of dollars on their account are going to have to start from scratch. So, why would they want to jump to the next game?
Oh, those are money hackers.
That's what they're really worried about.
And Lance and his John McClane, he wants back.
So exactly, see? I've got all my COD skins that I haven't been able to use for years. all games go through that. You're going to lose your crap eventually.
I mean, you can still play on the game though. Like that, I think that's one thing they're looking at. Like, you can still go back to like Modern Warfare, Warzone, and still play on it if you really wanted to, but no one does.
Yep.
Oh, that's Overwatch.
Yeah, well, they're digging their own grave with that one.
I don't understand. Like, I guess there's just going to be a lot of controversy behind it anyway, because there's a lot of people that want to jump onto it. But they were talking about having like the female lead was rumored to be Hispanic, and some people were getting really upset by that, which makes no sense to me. Because
I don't understand that.
It's a story. I mean, to jump into a new character and enjoy that character's story, not a character altered to what you want to experience.
Yeah, because it'd be different if they all of a sudden said they're bringing Trevor back, but he's Hispanic. Whereas this is a brand new character built from the ground up as a Hispanic person. So I was like, well, what's the issue there? And like, I guess we're from Australia. Matthias might be able to like comment a bit more on this, but like Hispanic culture is very ingrained, like in North America, in general. You know what I mean? So,
where are you from, Matthias? Sorry.
It's funny. That's very funny.
It's Matthias's accent.
Yeah. I honestly don't think it's a problem like with when it comes to having like a female Hispanic lead or anything like that. Like I like to see where someone's mind has gone with certain scenarios. So seeing where a female Hispanic lead goes is interesting to me. It wouldn't matter what it was, what they put there, you know. It's a story. It's art, you know.
Yep.
I don't get hung up on these tiny details.
Yeah, I don't know. It just blows my mind. I don't understand.
I think if
Developers
there's
are never going to please everyone though. Like, there's always going to be
no.
someone whinging about something. Like, they just need to make the game because people are going to play it regardless. It's like COD. Every single year, everyone's like, "Oh, another COD." We all go and buy it. We all go and play it. Like, it's going to be the same thing with GTA.
The only thing that should be of concern to anybody is it being released as an actual finished product, not just
that's the key right there.
Somewhere. That's how they'll win.
Doesn't sound like we're going to be getting the game for another 6 years anyway. So
I was just still going strong.
I was just surprised. It just seemed to be going from hearing nothing about GTA to a lot of groundwork, like, you know, information that they seem to be talking about leads already, talking about locations, talking about having 3 cities and scaling it back already. So
people
I don't know, like
about it, they are.
Wasn't there a demo released recently?
I think so.
Nothing.
Probably not official. So
the only official thing was it's been worked on.
I think if people think they're loud enough of rumors, that they'll become true.
Yeah.
I guess, I mean, like, it's like this is a broader topic as well, but I mean, I play a lot of Destiny, and Bungie like have been a company that get yelled at whenever they release any information that they don't, you know, the community doesn't necessarily agree with or whatever it is. So they've gotten to the point where they're just not saying anything or not releasing any information until right before it comes out, type thing. So I guess, you know, all these game developers are scared to talk about anything because they, you know,
they get bullied, right?
Throats.
Yeah, they get like badgered. This wasn't the same problem with like Cyberpunk. Did not have that issue.
Yeah, they'll get death threats and all sorts of things.
Yeah,
because they're going to push it back.
So hard. Yeah,
everyone wins that the game wasn't finished. So like, what do you want?
Oh man.
So yeah, like, I mean, you're trying to get blood out of stone, really, because I think they went down the same path as well. Like, you know, speaking of demos and stuff like that, there was a stage of you know, stage of time that people weren't releasing demo discs at all because they was hurting their products because you know, they're giving a demo and the game wasn't released yet, so people would jump down their throats if the demo wasn't AAA quality. You know what I mean? So yeah, it looks like we'll have to keep digging and poking the bear.
They released their game in demo state now called Game Preview.
And people get excited about that.
And it stays there for 2 years.
2
Or
I'm
3
going to mix
or 4, however long Fortnite was there for.
I'm going to mix the topics up here a bit. We had a kind of like a preset list of what we're going to go to, but speaking of that type stuff, like, I'd like to talk about DrDisrespect's new game, Dead Drop. Quote unquote game, because realistically it's just a proof of concept at the moment. I gave a brief rundown to the guys just before we started, but from what we can really ascertain is that you have to apply for the chance to pay for a preview of a slice of a game that's not actually a game, which sounds insane to me that people are excited about this. Has anyone actually seen what it looks like?
It's a founder's
I've seen a little bit.
Right?
Sorry?
It's a founder's part. It's something to do with being a founder.
Yep.
Some sort of founder's perk, just to be able to play the snapshots as they produce them.
How big are the snapshots?
Just sections of a level. You can walk around, training, gun training. The game is long way down the track. They're just releasing snapshots to anyone that's bought into the Founders Program.
Do you think it's like a smart way to keep people interested over an extended period of time because you've already announced that it's in development? So you announce it once and then you've got like 2 years on the track before you see it, you know what I mean, or 3 years on the track.
Probably,
so if you gerbil feed it along the way with these drips and drabs, people will stay continuously interested.
So my understanding, this is my understanding because I've not looked into it too much, but from what I understand, that the snapshots are for the community to play and give all the feedback to make the perfect shooter of whatever they're doing. So it's a vertical looter shooter, like the vertical looter Tarkov type game. From what I read. So the snapshots are for the community to give the feedback to make the game better, I guess, instead of just a studio releasing a game full of bugs or whatever.
Do you think it's worth like talking about the monetization behind that, though?
I don't know. I don't know what the cost or what it did cost to get into that program. But look, people want to get early snapshots and play and help develop the game.
Mm-hmm.
That's their prerogative, whatever.
Yeah,
I suppose DrDisrespect is as controversial as he is. He's got a following. There's a bunch of people that follow him that say they would have been like, "Oh, he's making a game. Let's all jump in. We'll pay this, whatever." Like, hopefully we don't have to pay for pay for the game at the end of it, so we have the full access to the game. Like, let's get in early. But I feel like that would annoy me. Oh, here, have this corner to look at, and you can maybe shoot this gun at the corner if you'd like. Well,
it's either that or you don't play nothing for 6 years until it's ready, I guess.
Yeah.
What do you want?
What do you want?
You got people whinging and complaining they're not seeing anything. Where this,
Yep.
I'm not standing up for DrDisrespect. I don't really like the guy too much either, but I'm just the process of what I can see they're doing.
Yep.
People that whinge and complain that don't see anything until launch or up to launch, or let the community get their hands on it throughout the whole process and make it better.
Because it's two complete ends of the scale. Talking about GTA6, their development, and then talking about this
correct. Game. It is. Yep. Bingo.
I think that from what I'm understanding, I guess that is subject to change, or I could be wrong, but it seems like every single time you got to reapply and then repay to get into the next
I don't think so.
I thought it was like one time, and then you're on this list, and then you pay for each time.
There's only a certain number of founders things, from what I thought.
No, well, each wave, I guess they must be opening it to more people then.
Possibly.
Because eventually, like basically they were saying he was trying to monetize each snapshot that's coming out.
Yeah.
And it's really hard because, I mean, I guess there's that option. There's a lot of companies, like I've spoken about this on one of the previous podcasts, DSX, the last official one to come out with that, we're withholding stuff from the game, saying that you have to reach a certain amount of pre-orders in the community for us to put this into the game, type thing. So,
yeah,
I'm glad that's not part of the conversation. So,
it's just if you buy a founders pack for I don't know, MultiVersus recently, you get a whole ton of stuff. $150 founders pass, game's free, and you get a bunch of content you can't really access yet because it's characters aren't out.
Yep.
I see that worse than getting snapshots than playing them as they come out.
Yeah,
because you're holding your stuff hostage, really, doesn't it?
You spend all this money and you technically can't use all these character tokens. They're not out yet.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing. You're buying into something that doesn't exist. Same shit.
I mean, you're just really rolling the dice. I mean, but you have the opportunity, I guess, to kind of develop a game that you think could be better.
Right. I think that's the whole concept, is building it alongside the people that are going to play it.
I think if you ever watched DrDisrespect when he talks about the games he played, when he was playing PUBG, when he's playing Warzone, he's talking about sound, he's talking about all kinds of bits and pieces that he finds really terrible with these games. So the fact that he's taking this long route to get there, I don't see it as too bad of a thing. But you also have the option to not buy into it.
Yeah, you don't. You don't buy it. You just watch the streams that people streaming it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, it's not NDA or anything.
No.
No,
that's
you're
good.
free to do whatever you want with the stuff you have access to.
Exactly. You can do what you want with the snapshots the second they come out.
There you go.
I think the worst thing that he's doing though is if he's actually actively saying he's trying to make the perfect game, as soon as that game comes out,
he's not
reviewers and that are just going to obliterate it.
Yeah,
they'll find any small thing.
That's I don't think he said that. He's just trying to build it alongside people.
No, he's actively said that it's going to be the most played game when it's launched.
That's right.
But I think
DrDisrespect's being cocky there.
Yeah,
well, it will be.
I would never take anything he says seriously.
It depends what comes out around the same time.
I'm honestly surprised he's got like so many refutable backers. You know, considering the amount of controversy that he's dragged through his career. But
like he's gonna make this game, and it might be the next best thing. But like we'll all still be playing Siege on that at the same time. That game's never gonna die.
He's not shied of the industry. He's worked at Infinity Ward.
He was a level designer previously,
on COD games.
He did something on Rogue. What's the game?
He got his own.
Rogue Company.
He already had his own
Rogue
skin
Company.
arena. Yeah.
Yeah, his map.
He didn't make anything.
From what I've seen of this new game, and I actually like the way the city looks. It's very like dark, futuristic, kind of like RoboCop and Judge Dredd, those kind of cities.
Yep.
Real cool to actually see that city in its full entirety once it's completed.
The verticality of it's interesting. Like, instead of just having to run constantly across a map, the verticality is quite interesting.
Yeah. Depends how long the developer of this going through. Probably by the time that turns up, battle royales will be completely dead. I mean, I think for the longest time everyone was force-fed zombie games, and I can't remember the last time a zombie game came out.
Back for Blood.
Back for Blood. Last time a zombie game came out that did well.
I did all right, but
New DLC's out at the moment.
That game sunk real fast.
It was pretty good. Like I think in the beginning, it was really high. It's like drinking an energy drink. You know, it's like straight down. You know, you crash.
Yeah,
I don't think it leveled out properly.
That's like we spoke
immediately.
That's like we spoke about in another podcast though. Like after the Xbox showcase, like they only released games that were coming out in the next 12 months, or it was 12 months or 2 years, or whatever.
They announced them, yeah.
Like they're the only sort of games I'm holding on hope to that are actually going to come out, because they've actually been said, they'll be here in the next 12 months, which, like you said, like GTA6, there could be another 6 years, 10 years before that comes out. Like, I think they're trying too hard. I mean, the audience is getting more picky with what they're doing, but I think the game developers are trying too hard to please everyone. Like, when did R6 come out? Like, it was
2015.
Yeah.
2015, and it's still pumping out new content. It's still got a massive player base, and it's still doing well. And they're not talking about doing like a Rainbow Six 2 or anything like that. They just keep adding content to the same game, and it's still
all that content
a great
is
game.
Technically free.
Yeah, like it's that's the one thing that, like, Fortnite does the same thing. No, they add all this content, and they do the new battle pass each month or whatever it is. And they keep it moving on, whereas like you got the Division, then you got the Division 2, and no doubt there's going to be the Division 3. Whereas I think some games they try and milk them more than what it's worth, but then they extend it out too far that no one gives a shit when it actually comes out.
Yeah, but see, the Epic were pretty clever the way they've handled Fortnite, because technically it is Fortnite 2 in a way, because they've switched over to Unreal 5. Is that right, Sabi?
Correct.
Yeah, so like at some stage or another, like if you actually look at the original Fortnite that came out, it plays significantly different, but you've never actually moved on from Fortnite 1, if that makes sense. So, but
they don't go the whole Fortnite 2. It's just like Fortnite Chapter 2.
Yeah,
Chapter
it's like
3.
Evolve.
It just
Evolve
keeps
did it
evolving,
too.
just like Siege does. I think that's the way to do it.
Yeah, but like Siege, they just add new content, like in terms of weapons.
Siege has changed their engine once or twice.
Yeah, they just upgrade through. They just upgrade with the current generation, like they did with Series X. Now we run at 140 frames.
Yeah, you look at the destruction there a few years back compared to now; it's totally different.
Okay, so they actually are going through and updating on the back ends. Okay, yeah. I wasn't too sure, because I mean, I only see it from an outsider's perspective. I don't play it enough to like see the smaller details shine through, I guess.
That's like I've had a conversation with Subby about it before. Like all your sport games too, like NFL or Madden, FIFA and all that, they should just update each year. Yeah. They don't need to have a new game every year.
Turn it into a live service as well, exactly. FIFA.
Yeah.
I don't want to get started on the
my sports game.
FIFA, oh my god.
Even Forza, in my opinion, is getting to that point, and Gran Turismo should be a live service.
Yep. Forza Motorsport is the perfect example of it. Update the track. A set of courses has been doing it for how many years now? Like, just update the tracks.
Just upgrade them, yeah.
And
Wanna
add
add
new
new
tracks
content?
in and handling and all the other stuff. Like everyone wanted drift builds in motorsport. We
Just
got
make it
that,
separate
but-
content pack. So if you want
Yeah.
something, you want that specific track, you install that track, rather than trying to have it as one mass download.
Yeah, I mean, like it's so many different ways to all reach the same goal when it comes to game development, I guess. Like I'm firmly with Whippy in the idea of only announce a game when it's 12 months left before it comes out. I just hate getting a screenshot image or like a title card and saying, yeah, this game's we're being thought of what we could possibly do with this in 3 years, and then we'll start development. So
Yeah, it's a concept.
But I guess like we've kind of touched like briefly on this like multiverse. Like we brought that a couple of times so far, like in this podcast. Like that's in open beta currently, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
it's
that,
sort of not released, but is released. It's a weird
Mhm.
one.
And that's when
Yeah.
Lance was mentioning the founders pass with the character
Yeah, so the
tokens,
game's
right?
not out
Mhm.
technically, but it is out. But it's in beta. But you can already
that
buy the founders passes for a lot.
Mm.
And
'Cause
don't get me
they
wrong,
already
you
announced-
do get a lot in there. But I was just making a
Mhm.
comparison that stuff isn't.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah,
all
yeah,
of it is
definitely.
available to you straight away. Like you get like 30 character tokens. There's not 30 characters available yet, so you can't unlock anybody.
The fact to
Does
still
that-
have them there is really good, though,
But it's there.
to
Mm.
use later on.
Yeah, it's. But I'll just make. Yeah, I've got no issues with it. There's a lot in it,
Mm.
but I'll just comparing it to what we were talking about. That's all.
But yeah, that game currently has 10 million
Mm.
players. Well, at least 10 million
Really?
people. Yeah, 10 million people, unique profiles have played the game. I don't necessarily know what the concurrent is every single hour, every single day, and such. But the very essence of it, it's a multiverse thing, so they can draw from any property that falls under the umbrella.
Yeah.
And it's pretty huge. I mean, when we went and saw Space Jam 2, and they had the final showdown, and they had all the characters in that stadium watching and stuff like that, you didn't really think about how huge that roster is, or potential.
You got games,
Yeah, they
animated, cartoons,
so many.
movies.
Mhm.
So much property.
And they keep releasing new stuff too that they could add to the game on a later date too. Like it's never gonna. If they play it right, that could be a game that's got hours and hours and hours of content, and they could roster alone could be huge. But they just need to make sure they're not like, oh, you can get the rest of these guys at MultiVerse too.
They're so confident in this game that it was at Evo last week.
Already.
They
Wow.
were trialing.
That's
I don't
pretty
know if they were
huge.
trialing it, but they had it at Evos, and they were already banning some characters and levels. But
Considering
it's all the point. It's not complete, but they're that
Mm.
confident that they already took it to.
But you still got
Evo.
the ability to add I don't know, they got microtransactions.
It's just got a Fortnite
Like-
type store. You get skins and
Yeah,
tokens.
yeah. I mean,
to buy
they
other things.
with
And,
the copious amounts of the lineup there, like having different skins for them is just going to be really just cash cow, really, isn't it? Like it's going to be great.
But you could use that game in a way to test, audience reactions to certain properties. Because there's already people talking with concept cards out there. Like they had a full set character list for Arya Stark and some of the things from Game of Thrones. So that you could use that game to bring in these properties that people might not have heard of. It might be something like a really old movie that Warner Brothers has. The audience really likes it, and then all of a sudden they spin that off into its own game. This could just be like a like a test ground to see what the reaction is for all these characters and properties and such.
When they add characters in, though, they need to make sure that they're adding them in balanced.
well, they get
Like,
added in as experimental, and then change.
Because I remember, I think it was the alpha that we played, the Tassie Devil. Like once he did his finishing move, you were the special move, you were stuffed. You had literally nothing. I'm pretty certain Shaggy might have been overpowered too compared to a couple of other characters, but they're all fun to play with, and the game plays great. But they just need to make sure they're adding characters in balance, so you're not getting
Yeah, they're treating it. From what I've been following, they're treating it like any other online fighting game.
Mhm.
So as soon as something's broken, I just patch them, fix it up, or balance it out.
Yep.
So that's okay. I'm okay with that.
hmm Is there an official release date on the horizon, or they're just they're like, oh, people are playing it, so
I don't know.
I'll probably
They'll probably
just
be
take
a
that,
preview for the next 3
Sure.
years. Like
I think
they'll
this
just
is
take
what
that
it's-
open beta off the title.
I think
Yeah.
they'll just
One day it'll be gone.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it'll do a fortnight. It'll do a fortnight. It'll be an open beta for like 6 years, and then
Mhm.
boom, it doesn't say open beta.
Yeah. Do you think? I mean, like, I guess the concept of Super Smash Bros. Has been going pretty damn strong for 20 years, so this game could just keep.
The beauty with this though is it's on all platforms where Smash Bros isn't.
Yep.
And
And
crossplay
it's
too, right?
crossplay. Yeah, correct. Yep.
Are there any characters coming you're interested in, bro?
They haven't announced anybody except for Rick and Morty in the first season
Oh,
lineup, so they've only teased 2 Rick and Morty as a couple coming in the next update.
Mhm.
Yep.
As soon as I put any Mortal Kombat characters in, I'll be maining that game.
Mhm.
I hope they don't
Simulator
actually
Siege.
announce who they're adding. Like, I hope they don't actually announce who they're adding at all. Just add them. Let people see them added in. Like,
You just log in one day, Johnny Cage is there.
yeah, exactly. Because it won't
Scorpion.
build.
Worst
Yeah,
two
just
characters.
you got to pay extra for that.
Worst
leave
two characters.
some-
Who's buying those? No one.
Leave Sub-Zero out and add every other character.
That's where I terminate my contract with Warner Brothers.
You have to use it to advertise new shows and characters that come out. Say, look, you can play this character. There's a new show.
Mhm.
Check it out. You know.
But like, you think about the sheer amount of characters in Rick and Morty. Like,
Mhm.
they could add Mr. Meeseeks. They could add everyone because it's a cartoon
oh my
game. Like, it's
God.
not. Like, I mean, they added it to Rainbow Six already. Like, I think Lance runs around
Horrifying.
with skin on. But like, it's the amount of characters they could just add. Sheer, like, even Harry Potter. You think how many characters are in that?
Mhm.
It's
Even
all
the new
owned by
show on
Warner
Netflix,
Brothers.
Sandman. That's Warner Bros.
Just
too.
see him running around
Yeah.
flicking his wand.
Yeah, we got him with the Osa.
It stops working. He just starts stabbing people with the stick.
Oh my god!
From what I've seen of it, I still actually haven't played it, to be honest. Do you have to pay for the beta, or
No,
can you
it's
just
free.
download it?
Free to play, man.
Free, man.
So, what characters do you get in the free version?
They're all there for
all-
free, but you just
Okay.
use as you play, you earn and do challenges. It's like Fortnite when you earn.
Mhm.
What's the currency? I think it's just called gold or something.
Yeah,
Where you
okay.
use that just to unlock characters. Kind of how Siege works too. As you earn,
Mhm.
play, you earn credits, in-game credits.
Because I had a code for the alpha, but it was one of those timed things, so it was only available
Yeah.
during certain
Like a
windows.
weekend. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I missed every
thing.
single window.
I
And then,
think straight away there's 2, I think 4 maybe unlocked. Like you get Wonder Woman when you do the tutorial, and Wonder Woman unlocks. I think there might be 3 or 4 other ones straight away.
Mhm.
The other
Yeah,
ones
I
just
think there's
unlock as you play.
Superman, Tassie Devil, Arya Stark, Iron Giant. I think might have been in there.
Yeah, I can't remember. There's about 4, I think, straight away that you could use, and then you just unlock the rest as you play.
What about the little
I-
abilities you can assign to your characters? How do they work?
So each character can be leveled up individually. I can't remember what the max level is, but as you level them up, you unlock their abilities at certain levels. So, like level 5, you might get one.
You can only assign 3 at once.
You can assign 3 and then 1 main ability. Like 3
And so it's
3 perks and 1 ability.
so
Do
how
you,
long?
Oh, you're right.
I was just gonna say how long until they start releasing booster things where you can buy to level all your characters up, or can you already do that?
I don't think they will. It doesn't take that long. To be honest, I think I'm already like level 10 for a couple of characters.
Yeah, it was quick. Like, yeah,
It's not that long because they want you to sort of use them and get the ability so you have a chance against people. They don't change the gameplay all that much, but it can get you out of some tough situations.
I don't think they want to dig themselves a hole like Star Wars Battlefront 2 did.
Yeah.
No, don't talk about it.
So
I
what
was
we gonna
curious
say?
though is that so there was a thing that happened in like they did in Fortnite, which I found very fun like yonks ago. But I was curious, like, do you have to purchase different skins because Fortnite had those things where you have a skin and then you do certain things to level it up and then it changes again the more you progress that one skin. You know, like if you fight more, does this like do you get unlock Super Saiyan Shaggy or something? You know, like
I'm pretty certain when you level your character up, certain levels are pretty certain there's like certain skins that unlock with the character. But
yeah, there is some unlock rewards as you hit. It might be just max level for that character. It'll unlock another skin. But there's also skins you can buy from the store, like Fortnite does, or there's skins in the battle pass that you can unlock.
Yeah, having the progression towards like a cosmetic or some sorts is, I think, for me, I feel like it's a gold mine because it's just like I have a sort of desire to want to do it. You know what I mean? Like I don't even play Fortnite anymore, and I still want to do it.
Yeah, each character does have some sort of reward unlocks as you level them up.
That's what I used to love about the last fighting game that I was heavily invested in was Dead or Alive. And at least specifically in Dead or Alive Ultimate 2 and stuff like that, there could be 18 characters, like 18 costumes per character, something like that. So you're playing different characters, going through the different modes in the game, going through the campaign, just to do something because there wasn't really online back there. So you're just trying to unlock different outfits and stuff like that. And like someone was locked behind the ultra hard difficulty and all that stuff. So yeah, I agree with you on that stuff. Like having a goal lets me chase it on characters that I wouldn't normally play.
Oh yeah.
It seems popular, like in general. So I mean, like the fact that you said it was at Evo was pretty nuts. Like
I was reading it was at Evo because I had read that they had some levels that were banned already, needed work, and a couple of characters. And they'll just test the waters with it, I think, in a competitive environment.
Yep. Because does anyone know like the full list at Evo now? Because I'm pretty sure I could be wrong, but they're trying to get rid of Super Smash Bros. Melee and they wanted to keep it like to be just the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate because they didn't want to like separate.
I only watch it for the Mortal Kombat stuff, to be honest.
Of course you do.
Because I love watching the like Injustice and like even the Dragon Ball Fighters. That competition is always awesome. But yeah, like I haven't followed it too much, but I know that there's always issues behind Super Smash Bros. I mean, like maybe that's just like from Nintendo and stuff like that. Like they don't like their stuff to be shared a lot. They even came out there once and said that like it was never intended to be like a competitive game. That went the complete opposite way because it's probably one of the most competitive fighters in the whole world at the moment.
Who makes a fighting game not competitive? Isn't that what the main thing on a fighting game?
Yep.
Unless you're versing like Sammy or Sub, then you're just going to get messed up every single time. It's no competition, but
yep,
still fun.
I struggle immensely with like the Injustice games and the Mortal Kombat. I just can't get the rhythm of it, eh?
Well, the last time we had an MKAU barbecue that I went to, I rolled out there and like, we're doing a Mortal Kombat tournament tonight. I was like, it's like, thanks for letting me know. I would have actually practiced. I haven't played Mortal Kombat in years. And
you should always be playing, mate.
I beat Jackson the first game and made him cry, which I felt bad about. And then I think I first Sammy on the second one and just got absolutely obliterated. I was like, okay, I'm done. Bye.
Sammy's really good at fighting games. Like,
I struggle with like the Smash Bros, and that's why I haven't like dabbled into like MultiVersus. It's so similar. I don't hate them. It's just like I just struggle with like it. But like just like you, Fletcher, I do enjoy like Injustice. I did play that out of that, and actually I was heavily into like Tekken Online for a little while there. But yeah, no, it's a bit of a challenge, like. But yeah, no, I prefer those ones over like say like the Smash Bros.
I tend to lose track of my character in Smash Bros and MultiVersus. I was just so lost. Like, where am I again?
I think
I just fell off the map. Whoops.
Yeah.
I'm dead already. Okay.
Smacking buttons. I'm swinging at nothing.
Yes, I got him. Oh wait, that was me.
That's it.
Because you can have like the same on both sides, right? Like you can both be.
Yeah, but in
you can have 4 of the same people if you wanted to.
In MultiVersus, though, they highlight your characters, and then the other characters just look normal, so they know.
Oh, that's pretty smart. Maybe I'll give it a go.
I'll still lose track of my person.
Yeah, I still do it. I always do it, but it's just
my character could be bright gold.
It's always fun. Like when you get onto a new game and you start getting the rhythm of it. You're like, yeah, this is pretty cool. Yeah, I actually kind of like this. And someone comes along and just obliterates you off the face of the earth, and you just delete the game before don't even close it.
Just natural talent.
Yeah, just go straight to delete. No, I'm out.
You die and you're like, well, that guy made me just uninstall.
So, but I mean, like, I guess, like, since it's free, like, we should have a tournament, like a MKAU tournament with it.
Yeah, I think we will.
Me and Matthias can hop into a team. We've never played it together, so we'll, naturally take out the whole competition in one fell swoop.
There you go.
I love that they leaned into the Shaggy memes as well. Like, the
Ultra Instinct.
that's like one of the that's one of the smartest things they've ever done. I love that so much.
Talking about tournaments, there's one going to be in the works very shortly. I won't say too much about it, but it's in the works.
Okay, well, now I'm going to keep pushing you because you can't just drop that and then walk away from it.
That's what I'm going to do. Keep people hyped up.
What are you doing? I got to practice now.
Where's the tournament going to be hosted?
It'll go for 3 months.
No. It's going to go. It's going to be over a day. It'll just be a day tournament. And going to hopefully get a couple of sponsors involved. And I'm not going to say what game and when and stuff. It's still in the works, but
what game did you say was?
So are you hosting it, or is it
My Little Pony?
My Little Pony.
Shoutcasting, yes, but the tourney itself will be hosted through a website, so it'll have like all the round robins and everything like that, so we can see. They'll all automate. I have to move it all, but we can keep track of everything, and everyone can actually see progress of it, which will also be on streams and stuff. But it will be soon. But
so where are we going to follow to find out more information about it?
On the Twitter, mate, everywhere. The MKAU Twitter.
On the Twitter,
there you go. Okay.
The only place you get information.
There you go. That's what I'm trying to lead to. Like, you drop a bomb and then you're like
Discord.
So you're saying Subby knows, right? So he's going to tell us.
I actually can't remember what the game is.
Oh, here we go.
There's technically 2 in the works, but one's going to be before the other. But yeah.
Are they both kind of like Siege is Siege is not my particular type of game. Like, I do dabble in it from time to time, but like, is it, are we looking for a more casual type game? Do you think so? Like the less hardcore.
It's definitely going to be a casual thing. It's not. We're not doing for playing for to kill each other, but
we'll do a Roblox for you, Maddie.
Thank you. If I don't have a trophy, then
you've just given the whole tournament away. Thanks.
I do like the idea, like watching Bigfoot's tournament, like the Rainbow Six thing. It's so cool that you can do that. You can go into a game and just watch they go down and switch between the perspectives. I wish like more games had that.
It does. It's got
spectator mode.
I think they had that in Halo 5. For the breakout modes, I think you could actually watch or something like that. But I don't think you can do that in Infinite stuff like that.
I think Fortnite has it. There is an ability to get it in Fortnite if you ask the right people to enable it.
I'm pretty certain only Fortnite partners can get it.
Yeah. If you ask the right people to enable.
Yep. I mean, my friends and stuff like that all play Destiny. We were so bored because there's not much to do at the moment. Like, we put together our own competition, or going through the dungeons and stuff like that. I put it on my Twitch and we just randomly assorted teams and stuff like that, but there's no way to actually go in there and follow on the same that you did Rainbow Six. Like, I wish there was something for a lot of games, but that Destiny now is 5-6 years old as well. So, but I mean, Rainbow Six has it, so why the hell can't they put it in there? Get to work, Bungie. That was good fun that we had with that. But yeah, that was just something that we did just screw around with. So, I guess we'll just have to keep nagging Whippy every now and then. I'll just keep tweeting him every single day. It's like day 1 of bugging Whippy until I get information. Day 2.
The Tony Hawk.
Like and retweet.
Tony Hawk.
Best trick shot.
Highest
scores in Tony Hawk.
Well, I guess to round things out, Post Malone in the last month has been doing a lot of charity tournaments as well. His latest one was through Apex. It was like a 6-hour tournament that raised money for the Trevor Project, which is a suicide prevention worldwide foundation. He's also done work for Human Rights Watch as well. I mean, he's also got like a new tournament that's coming up there, so you can win a chance to go and play him one-on-one in Magic: The Gathering.
Oh shit!
I feel like that's a death wish though, because he's got money to buy cool cards. Like, he can buy whatever he wants.
I know he's
limitations of the decks, you know, like.
I know he bought a Black Lotus card, but I don't know whether that's in regulation now. It's been a while since I played Magic because I think there's certain cards that they've banned from competitions and stuff like that. But I mean, if it's for charity, like I guess it doesn't really matter. But
it's his tournament though. Like he'd be able to do it himself. Like the rules up.
Yep.
Prove all of his cards.
Make sure he wins all the time. Okay.
Yeah.
And the only card I'm allowed to use is this one.
Yep.
But yeah, like I think he raised like $76,000 or something like that, like through the Apex thing, and like it's really good for a whole like bunch of people to like really jump in for it. But I think that we were talking about before the podcast was, I feel like some people kind of missed, what the tournament was actually about. Like they just heard it was Post Malone and tournament, and they wanted to jump in and stuff like that. But I mean, like this is thrown back for a while ago. They had the Ice Bucket Challenge that was going around to raise money for ALS. And the message seemed to have, got lost in the rotation of going around and nominating people.
A lot of people just did it because it was trending. They wanted to make sure they were still part of the internet.
They wanted all their social media hits.
Yeah.
So, like, I feel like the Post Malone charity event has gone down quite well, and people are actually taking notice of what it's about. There's been a lot of charity events that kind of just pop up and then. You don't really know what the cause is actually for. They don't talk about it at all. Like they just said, yeah, just join this, and they want to get the numbers in the tournament stuff.
That's one thing I've really liked over. Well, I think it started last month, but it's been official this month. Like obviously, MKAU and Juice teamed up and they're doing Starlight.
Starlight, yeah.
Brian, obviously runs Juice Energy's Twitch page and owns Juice. He reminds people constantly what Juice is not what Juice is, what Starlight is, what Starlight's doing. Like I think he's raised almost $30,000, and it's only just started this month. In what we're 10 days into the month, like
because the goal is
going absolutely
50,000,
yeah. Well, that's the minimum goal for him, but he goes all out. Like with some of the stuff he's doing, and obviously he's got a good majority of MKAU also backing him up with the stream team and everything, pushing the overlays and pushing the actual cause. But like that's what goes on to like you said. Like I don't know if he's forgotten or people have forgotten what they're actually in the stream for. Like the Ice Bucket Challenge, people by the end of it didn't know what it was about. Whereas it's something he's constantly pushing, and everyone knows what Starlight's for, what Starlight's doing, and what we're trying to do for Starlight. Like.
And for those that are listening that don't know about Starlight is a program that benefits sick children. It helps their families. It helps them achieve certain dreams that they want to do. So I used to support it when I worked at EB Games. EB Games was affiliated with Starlight as well. So that was a program that was going for a long time. But like you said,
they still do it every year.
Yeah, every single year that pops up. It used to be so sad because I'd be I'd be in the place as well and stuff like that, and I used to talk to the people that would come through about Starlight, and the amount of people that actually had gone through the Starlight program themselves, and they started telling me their stories about it was really cool. So, like you said, every time you hopped on the Juice, the Juice channel, like Twitch page, it feels right. It feels like it's going to the right person, like to plug the calls and stuff like that. So yeah,
he's doing it through that program or site called Tiltify, and they make sure and they background check everything to make sure it goes to the right foundation and everything before you actually get accepted to doing the donations.
He did it last year too. He raised $40,000 last year.
That's amazing.
Which is why they're going for 50 this year.
Yep.
But the stuff he sort of puts himself out there too with the some of the stuff. Like tomorrow night he's getting whoever donated $100 or something like that. Is it $100? Yeah. Getting them tattooed on his leg, like their gamer tags.
Oh really?
Like he's getting their gamer tags tattooed on his leg.
That's amazing.
Nexus, his other company, donated like $5,000 or something to it yesterday, and they also had a giveaway with Nexus, like the pre-workout tubs or like supplement tubs.
Yep.
The stuff he's actually doing, like anyone that's on the like streaming for the cause is getting a Starlight shaker, which I'm sure Lance has got there somewhere.
I do.
Yep.
I can see it
I do.
behind you.
It's back
Yeah, there
here.
you go.
Yeah, there we go.
So like it.
Yeah,
It's
if you
so-
donate, you can pick yourself up a free Starlight shaker. I'll put all the links to the all the dono links and stuff, so you can donate if you want. But yeah, it's got a lot of rewards there depending on the amount you donate.
Yep. So
You
like
get a little something back.
He did tell me if he hits the 50k and I'm in his stream to G him up, he's going to do a shed skid, which will be pretty cool.
Gonna do what? Sorry.
Shed skid.
Shed skid on his motorbike. He's got four motorbikes behind him in his setup,
Yeah.
so he's
Wow.
going to fry a set of tyres in the shed.
Oh,
Nice.
He reckons he's going to get in
Gotta have
trouble.
Whippy on the back there with just a mankini
Just a
on.
mankini on.
Bikini,
But yeah, I'll put all
No,
the links
it's
in
really-
the description if anyone would like to make a donation.
And isn't MKAU at the moment giving away another tub of Jawbreaker?
Yeah, we do have another
It's our current giveaway.
giveaway happening at the moment. I'll also put all the details in the
I wanna
description.
my favorite.
If you love the gobstockers.
Gobstopper flavored Jawbreaker.
It's literally my favorite.
Pair of
It's
juice
so yummy.
socks and a sticker pack along with a tub of Jawbreaker.
I've actually seen a fair few people say that the socks are actually unbelievably comfy.
I may have
For a pair of socks, thing.
I may have stolen a pair. Quite nice.
We did have 3 pairs to give
So
away, and
if
we
someone
now
wants
have 2.
to donate, they can have a pair of used juiced socks.
Where's the modelling photos, Lance?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see that on
They
Instagram.
are
Show your
on
feet
my
right now.
OnlyFans.
Go
If you
feet.
would like to subscribe, I'll put a link to that in the description also.
Sub for sub feet.
Nah.
No,
they are
it's good.
apparently pretty comfy. I'm not too sure, but yeah, I believe they are.
And I guess while we're talking about juice, make sure that you use code MKAU at the checkout. You can get 10% discount on top of everything else.
What do you
Yeah.
got, what do you got there?
What's that one there?
It's Jawbreaker, bro. It's
Oh,
my
the
favorite.
best. It's so good.
I have 3 tubs right here. I have 3 tubs here, and I thought the Razor Melon was my favorite, and then Jawbreaker came out, and I haven't touched the other 2. And I'm just
That's like
What's the
that's
other
like
two?
me. I loved Dragon Rage and now I'm into Slashberry.
yeah. So Razor Melon and Bubble Beam.
Bubble.
Bubble
Good
Beat's so
flavors.
good. The other
I have
good
to
one
jump
you
on
want to
my
get, the
back
other
up
good one you want to
sometimes,
get
so I don't-
is
Drinking the
Slashberry.
same flavor.
I want to try grape.
Slashberry.
You know,
Matthias,
good.
go Slashberry.
Slashberry.
Crest.
All right, say less.
Tastes like
Another
those little
Jawbreaker
raspberry
or
lollies.
Oh,
Well,
Maybe
that's
does.
like I told Subby that I love Dragon Rage. Like Dragon Rage
Yeah,
was my
Dragon
favorite.
Rage
He's
is
like,
good.
but then he's like, try Sucker Punch. I was like, oh right.
Sucker
I
Punch
tried
is-
Sucker Punch, and I was like, oh no, Dragon Rage is no longer my favorite.
Sucker Punch was my favorite, but yeah, Jawbreaker's over.
to be fair, they're all pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, I think that given like all the feedback they get, so
Have you guys gone through and done like a suicide mix? Like, like half a scoop.
Tempted.
I didn't even think of that. That's such a good
Yeah.
idea. Oh my
Like,
god.
Like back when I was a kid, like I'd get the cup and they go, yeah, go fill your own drink up, and I'd try one of every single soda.
Yep.
So yeah,
Always
and then you
mixing
just
them.
That's like-
you end up with this monstrosity.
It's like you jump in Brian's stream and you tell him to have like, dude, I have some juice. And he's like, okay. And he picks up a bottle of Sprite or something, just dry scoops and then drinks it with Sprite. I'm like, dude, what? He's like, yeah, it kicks a little bit harder.
Oh my god.
The guy's dedicated to the cause. Well,
I mean, you're going to
I'll-
test your own product.
I'll leave that with some homework for you, Matthias, and you can come back in the podcast and tell us
Oh,
your finds.
100%.
Like what's the best mixing levels we can do?
I'm
Is it
gonna
like
have to go to Subby's place. He's got more flavors than I do.
I do have all of them here if you would like to try some.
Yes.
all right? Well, I think that's going to pretty much wrap everything up that we got to talk about today. We had a couple of other things that we could have talked about, we got wrapped up with juiced energy, so which is never a bad thing. As Subby said, like there's going to be links in the chat as well. Oh, sorry, in the description.
Yep.
If you want to go over there and support a really good cause. And there's also going to be links to our merch store in there, which I'm sure Subby is happy to throw out there because
merch links are already in descriptions.
Mhm.
And if you want to listen to this on Spotify, it's also in there.
So yeah, plenty of different places: YouTube, Spotify.
Actually, talking about Spotify, Did you see, Sub, that you can now put video on
Yes,
Spotify
if you have a
podcasts?
look at some of the past podcasts on there, Whippy, clearly you haven't. If you had a look, there's a couple there with
I looked
videos.
at a couple.
That's cool.
Kurt's been doing the videos for the last couple, but because he's been really ill with COVID, so I had to do the last one, and I didn't really know how to do it. So I do now since I've had a look at it. But
I tend to listen to podcasts in the car while I'm driving, though, so I don't tend to have the video playing.
Yeah, you don't have to watch the video. It's just an option. You can still just listen.
Yeah, I know how to enable them.
Yeah.
No, that's really cool. I didn't realize that.
Yeah,
Spotify
they've
had
only
that.
just added it. So when I
Cool feature, yeah.
Like
This is a cool feature.
like I pay for YouTube Premium, so like whenever if I put the podcast on like from you guys or whatever it is, obviously I missed the last one because I was sick with COVID, but I did that when I was driving to work. You can just lock the phone and then just listen to it as normal.
Yeah.
But there's plenty of places to listen to us. But thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Fletcher. We've got Matthias, Vibe, Subby, and Whippy here. Everyone's going to be probably jumping in the comments to hype up the MKAU podcast as well. So you'll be able to see all their lovely profiles. This has been the MKAU show, Season 4, Episode 7. Thank you. Bye.
See ya.